if people can tell. Yeah, I feel like when I'm out with my niece and nephew, people are like, this looks like a temporary situation. It's gotta be somebody else. My niece, super cute, 9, she said to me recently, I know you are successful because you have 3 jobs. Yeah, and I was like, well, it's kind of an inverse relationship. But I enjoyed an intergenerational dialogue, so I said, well, don't worry. One day, you'll have 3 jobs too. The way things are going, maybe even 4. One of them will be combat related. So you should start training now. And I pushed her out of my car. It wasn't moving, but we were on a bridge. Last thing I ever heard her say was, hoorah. She's a child soldier. We're very, very proud. I drive a lot. Yes, people know what that's like. Yeah, I feel like when you are on the road a lot, you develop some really strong opinions about other drivers, right? Like, I am a very good driver. It's everyone else that has a problem, right? And one of my biggest pet peeves is like people just cruising in the left lane, right? Because if you're in the left lane and there is a row of cars behind you and people are having to pass you on the right, you should be embarrassed, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even executed. Right? You've seen those signs, traffic enforced by aircraft? Prove it. Some of these people need to be blown off the road, okay? Let's recall all our drones from foreign lands and put them on 95. That's all I'm saying. Everybody knows what the left lane is for, right? The left lane is for
Speeding.
Okay, it would work better if y'all had been a little more brave. Okay, it's on you. See a lot of bumper stickers driving. Yeah, I think bumper stickers are a little sad, a little embarrassing, right? People putting their personality on their car and everybody else is like, we don't care. Bumper stickers are messages to strangers who have not consented to know anything about you. The ones I hate the most are the ones that rely on hypotheticals. Like, if you can read this, you're too damn close. First off, watch your language. I am a child, okay? Second, getting closer to your vehicle to read your special message to me. And if it's dark out, gotta turn on my high beams. I have thought about responding. I want to be proactive, but I want to be safe. So I've thought about putting stickers on the front of my car, right? Like fender stickers with the word spelled backwards, like you see on ambulances. So I've come up with a couple. Can I run them by you?
Yeah.
Okay, that was very enthusiastic. One's pretty simple. It's just, if you can read this, I'm too damn close. Second one, stick with me, personal favorite, kind of avant-garde, is just, I'm coming. But spelled like the jizz kind of come. You see this face in your rear view? Hands at 10 and 2. I know how to drive, of course they are. I was driving in North Carolina the other week. Funny. And I saw this car. I was behind this car, and the bumper sticker on that car said, in the event of rapture, this vehicle will be unmanned. And I was like, wow, what delusion, what hubris to think if you're raptured, those of us left behind won't just steal your car. Right? It's a Dodge Durango, we'll probably just use it for scrap. But we're gonna take it, right? This is bad boy town now. Can you imagine if all the Christians on the planet just disappeared one day? Don't threaten me with a good time. Right? That sounds amazing. We can do anything we want, you guys. Smoke cigarettes, have sex before marriage, show our ankles. All right, nobody else raised Baptist. I've been saying yum out loud at the grocery store a lot. I'll tell everybody, yeah. At first I was kind of embarrassed, right? You think it's a little embarrassing, right? But then I thought, you know what? The planet is on fire. If it looked yum, say it yum. Talked about my niece a little bit. I have a nephew, equally cute, precocious. The funny thing is my niece and nephew were born and raised in Brooklyn. And my brother and I are from like a really rural part of Virginia, kind of southwest. And so they just have this completely different childhood. They just know so much. They've been exposed to so much. So my nephew got a cell phone at 11 because he's like walking to school. You know, his mom's got protective apps on it. She's keeping track of him. So when he got the cell phone, he set up a 3-generation family group chat. Yeah, it was kind of cute, right? He did it using the Signal app. We're like, what does he want to talk about? Should we be worried, right? On the day that Queen Elizabeth died, my nephew was the first one to alert the family group chat. Yeah, he did it by writing in all caps, "The Queen is dead. It is about time." Yeah. And my mom, his grandma, right, she's in the group chat, and you can see her responding, like the ellipsis comes up, it drops a few times, it comes back, it drops. Several seconds pass, it comes back. She's probably typing with one finger. But eventually her message comes across, and she just says, "Okay." I know that the Queen's family is responsible for some bad things, but I like to think of her as she was more recently. Just an older lady who loved animals. It's a hot take for my mom, right? Coincidentally, also an older lady who loves animals and the Netflix series The Crown. My nephew wrote back immediately, and he said, "Loving horses and corgis does not make up for generations of genocide and colonialism." And I responded, "Fire emoji." Fire emoji, fire emoji. Because that is a fire take, and the Queen is in hell, okay? Later that night, DM'd my nephew, right? Sent him some writings by an Italian Marxist. I said, "Hey, you might be interested in the concept of cultural hegemony." It's all via Signal. Let's keep it secure, okay? And he responded, "Yo, I'm 11. I'm gonna get him later. I'm gonna wait till he gets his first job at a nonprofit." They pay him in vibes. Are you ready for class war? People know that show Love is Blind? People like it? Yeah, they did a season in DC recently. The whole purpose of the show, if you're not familiar, it's a dating show. It's fun to watch. People are in these things called pods, so they're dating. There's a literal wall between them. They're just talking, right? They're getting to know each other, heart to heart, soul to soul, mind to mind. So they should not be talking about what they look like, right? It's kind of cheating. But there was a couple on a pretty recent season that did that. And the man, he looked like a thumb, okay? And the woman was cute, right? They don't put uggos on TV. But for some reason, she decides to tell him that some people think she looks like Megan Fox, right? Spoiler, okay? She doesn't, right? So few of us do. We have other good qualities, okay? But he gets all excited. He's in his pod, right? He's doing a crossword puzzle. They give him little games and stuff to do in there. And he's writing boner, boner, boner in every blank. He's got a boner. Netflix shows it. It's wild. That is why the price went up, by the way, okay? 16% more boners on Netflix. You gotta pay for that. But anyway, he picks her, right? Why wouldn't he? And they fast forward to the big reveal. And he sees her. And I know the show is very well edited. but he turns to a producer and says, "She does not look like Megan Fox." Yeah, very sad. So I think if I ever went on a show like that, right, like in a world where I get lobotomized and I go on Love is Blind, and the subject of what I looked like came up, I would keep expectations really, really low. I'd be like, well, you remember that old cartoon Popeye? They made a film about it. It's directed by Robert Altman. He also directed a 1967 film called Countdown, starring a young Robert Duvall, who had previously starred in a film adaptation of the novel To Kill a Mockingbird, playing the character of Boo Radley, a hoarder, a recluse, a man with a bad haircut, who went on to save the life of a child named Scout while she was dressed as a ham, and that's what I look like. I'll do one more joke and leave forever. A puff of smoke. I was on the subway recently up in New York visiting my niece and nephew, smoking cigarettes with them. And there was a man in the same car as me, and he was muttering. It was clear he was agitated, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep to myself. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. Do not look at him. And I looked at him. And he was looking at me, and he pointed and said, "That's right, I'm talking about you. You arts and crafts motherfucker." And I was like, well, that's fair, okay? We're dating now. It's a very gentle lover. All right, y'all are awesome. Thank you so much.